Hello everyone, welcome back. It's a real cryptic crossword, doing a whole thing. All the minute cryptics I've been doing recently have me hungering after a larger cryptic crossword, so let's do one. Anyone who's not familiar with cryptic crosswords, I always do a run through at the beginning of what the deal is with them. So, like the typical American crossword, you have to fill in all the letters so that they match the clues going both across and down. But the idea with the cryptic is that each clue gives you the answer twice in two different ways. And so that's one reason that you don't necessarily have crosses for every letter. In an American crossword, pretty much all the time, every letter is part of both an across and a down clue. So you can check if there were like two reasonable answers for an across, you can see which one lines up with the down, right? In a cryptic, you don't always have that because each clue just tells you the answer twice, so you can check against the other answer. You get the answer once as some kind of definition, usually fairly oblique, and once as some kind of wordplay. Usually, but not always, there's an invisible divider somewhere in the clue, and the left side is either definition or wordplay, and the right side is the other one. I'm okay at these. I'm doing this on lovetspuzzles.com. That's LOVATTS puzzles.com, where they have a cryptic crossword that ever since the New York Times discontinued their cryptic crossword, I found this to be a good place to get approachable cryptics that are mostly suitable for an American audience and not deeply mired in British culture. So, not sponsored by them or anything, obviously, but, if you want to try out your own cryptics, this is a place I would advise. Well, I guess these days I would recommend the Minute Cryptic, actually, now that I know it exists, as a good way to get introduced on a small scale. But anyway, let's get started. Stiff upper lip needed when 40 chewed noisily. Well, chewed or noisily, those both sound kind of like they could be... I was going to say they both sound like anagram indicators. Maybe like a word could be chewed up if the words were in a different order, letters were in a different order or something. But actually noisily sounds even more like, I don't know what they call it, an audible indicator or something, when like you're supposed to look for homophones, words that sound the same. Like 40 chewed, yes, of course. These Brits, man. These Brits. This is a slightly British coded clue, I think. Because I would never say fortitude, chewed. I would say fortitude with a t. But in Britain, it's pretty common to make a ch sound in situations like that. And so fortitude is what fortitude sounds a lot like fortitude. And the word fortitude, a stiff upper lip is resilience, endurance, something like that, which is... it's a symbol of such a thing. And so fortitude is the answer they're looking for here. Give information to police about blades or drugs. Well, information probably indicates the letter I, because if you see like an I on a kiosk, that's the information kiosk. If we gave that to police, we could add the letter I to something meaning police, like cops. Like if coips were a word that meant about blades or drugs, I'd be happy here, but it isn't. About blades or drugs? Now, that doesn't have to be how we read the clue. Maybe like drugs is maybe give information. Maybe give information to... could give information, you like testify, you squeal, you narc. Oh, narc is good because drugs is also related to like narcotics, that's the word. So give information to police. About, something could be written about, i.e. around a word meaning blades, but foils? Foils are blades in fencing? I don't know. Let's look at the down. Clothing is mostly rubbish. Rags? I'm not sure about that. Because clothing is sort of rags in a way, and like rubbish and rags, like yes, those are two trash things. But mostly it makes me think I want to look at like, I don't know, look at like some of the letters in a word, most of them. Thin? Like clothing is mostly, you could hint thin with that, I think, but rubbish doesn't mean thin. Junk? Junk is rubbish for sure, but I don't know why. I don't know why clothing would be junk. Dream about having weapons. Dream. Having weapons. You're armed if you're having a dream. Sorry, if you have weapons. Yes, it's armed. Because if the letters in dream moved about, they would perhaps arrive in the order armed, which means having weapons. So what does this A give me? I thought maybe narc could be something. But what about sharp? Blades are sharp. Are drugs sharp? Doesn't seem like it's anything to do with giving information to police, though. This down. Matters that are settled. Said. Immense speaker. So here, again, said could be a homophone indicator. Matters that are settled. Immense speaker. Well, okay, immense speaker is probably not together, right? Probably speaker is the definition and immense is part of the wordplay. Matters that are settled. I don't know. A great deal of years in decade. I don't know. What about this F? Show contempt for fat-headed boor. Okay. Yeah. Show contempt. You don't feign something. You don't foist it. You. Well, remember, show might be the definition, and then contempt for fat-headed boor could somehow. I don't think so, though. I think show contempt and fat-headed boor are probably both definitions. That's one of the kinds of wordplays. Is just, joke's on you. It's not wordplay. It's another definition. They call that a double definition. Oh, do you... You kind of flout the rules if you show contempt for them. And maybe flout could mean fat-headed boor as well? I'm not sure. Well, it gave me it. All right. That's one thing that... If I had gone to the... How do I say go away? No hints? Yeah. They have like a new version of this website you can opt into playing, and then you can customize the hints a little bit more. I kind of don't like that it lights things up in green when you get them right, but you can't disable that in the one I'm on here. I forgot to try the new one. Oh well. So when doing an American crossword, again, this is very much a personal matter. You can choose whatever constraints you want for yourself when you're doing a crossword. For American crosswords, for myself, I'm not willing to use a dictionary to help me solve it, or Google or whatever. But for cryptics, I think a dictionary is fair. For my own personal, that's... Now, interestingly, flout is not in an American dictionary as a word meaning... Well, it's not in Merriam-Webster. As a word meaning fat-headed boor. But it is a noun meaning jeer. Like if you jeer at someone, the jeer you have made is also called a flout, apparently. And I think if you called someone a fat-headed boor, that would be a jeer, I guess. And so that could be a flout. Okay, interesting. According to Spooner, okay, so this is very much the Reverend Spooner, for whom Spoonerisms are named, where like you accidentally swap the first letter or first sound of two different words. So there's going to be a Spoonerism in here somewhere. Like instead of Pat Royson, he might have said rat poison, which I imagine is going to be the answer here. Discourages unwelcome visitors behind the fridge. Yes, rat poison. A great deal of years in decade. A great deal of years. Like octet, but there's... Why would that be 8? It should be 10. I don't know. Like an octogenarian has a great deal of years, but you can't really write that in these letters. Couple involved in artwork. Couple. Two. Two is a couple. And the letters TWO are involved in artwork. How about this down? Public house acclaim? That's a new idea. So a public house is an inn. How many letters is inspiration? No. Because that's a new idea of sorts. An innovation. An innovation would be acclaim in a public house. Haha. A great deal of years. Could this be often? A great deal, something that happens, a great deal happens often. Why would this... Oh, of. And then the years in a decade is 10. So we have of 10, which is often, a great deal. Cute. Put oneself through one drug treatment. Put... Oneself could be you or I? Not really I. It could be you, though. Well, yeah, okay. So treatment can be an anagram indicator. A lot of things can be anagram indicators. You just have to, like, ask yourself... This is 7 letters, and we have a U. Can I find any collection of 7 letters that have a U in them, and then some reason to justify anagramming them? And treatment is one, like... I can't even say why, but, like, it is. And the letters in one drug can be rearranged to give you something that means put oneself through, which is undergo. Show how you feel. Okay, emote maybe? About the rapid transport of goods. Embargo? No, that's not transport. That's the opposite. So show how you feel about could be like emote, perhaps written around something. Export? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too focused on transport of goods as a phrase, and I should be thinking of goods and transport could be different. I don't know. One who borders on being a church attendant. One who borders on. One who borders on. One. One could be the letter I? Like, seeing these letters here, I want to write virgin or Virgil or something. But why would that make any sense? I can't justify it. One who borders is a neighbor. I don't know. Stir too wildly for Italian rice. I'm not really a rice aficionado. But I do see... Oh, yes, I do get this one. Stir 2 is 7 letters, and we're looking for 7 letters, and we have some letters from Stir 2, and wildly could be to write things in the wrong order. And if you anagram this, you'll come up with risotto, which is an Italian rice. In winter he's made, but it disappears in spring? How abominable. A snowman. The abominable snowman. A snowman made in winter disappears in spring. Not that it's ever going to snow again. The way things are going. Turned bad. It certainly won't snow again here ever in my lifetime, although it did very rarely when I was young. But, I mean, it's not too long before it doesn't snow anywhere in the world. Turned bad when Toph spoke. Went off? I mean, 4-3 when Toph spoke. Ah, yes, okay. I was like, yeah, that's I mean, went off when Toph, like, yes, that, but what was the definition? And it's something that turned bad went off, like food that went bad, it, you know, is off. Basis for having land around house. I suspect land around house is the definition. Sorry, the wordplay. But it might not be. Land around house, like that's your yard or your garden or something. But it also looks like, you know, land around something meaning house, and that could be the basis for something. I don't know. Regretted sounding impolite. Rude. You rude something if you regretted it, and it sounds like rude, meaning impolite. Oh, the other way? How was I supposed to know that? I think I actually do need a cross for this one. I think both rude and rude are possible. Like, regretted could be the definition, and sounding impolite could be like sounding rude. Huh. Giving finder's fee is fulfilling. Well, that must be rewarding, which is fulfilling and also giving a finder's fee. Lament about ridge. Lament. Well, about could be an anagram for ridge. So, how could you rearrange these to mean lament? A dirge is a lamenting kind of song. Disraeli? Decapitated? Come on, is Disraeli a word? Obviously, we're decapitating it by removing the D and getting Israeli, but like this just seems like a clue with no effort put into making it interesting. I must be missing something there. Anyway, a citizen of the Holy Land is an Israeli as well. Eager to wail over dead. You're eager to do something if you're keen to do it, and you can keen in mourning. New angle, is this green? Harvest. Glean? New angle, yes. New can mean in a new order, and glean is an anagram for angle and also can mean harvest. Dawn says it's her boy getting up. So up can mean write something like from bottom to top instead of top to bottom, but this isn't a cross, so that can't really be it. Dawn says I have no idea where to start with that one. Surfies have become more finicky? What the hell is surfies? Does that mean surfers, or is this a made-up word? Is this just a well-known British word? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Surfies. More finicky. Fussier? Yeah, and that is an anagram for surfies. Is this like a real word? Huh. Oh no, I miss a surfy. A slang term, a parental control app, and a type of surfboard. Yeah, a young person primarily interested in surfing, says dictionary.com. Oh, and surfy parent is like to control your kids' web browsing on surfing the web. I see. Okay. So I don't quite understand have become, like, how have become means anagram? It's very strange. More finicky can mean fussier. I don't quite understand the anagram clue, although that's clearly what it is. Inside desk, Imogen finds Arctic native. I mean, Inuit is like the only Arctic native I know well. Inside desk. Oh, is this just Eskimo? Yes. So here, desk Imogen contains the letters ESKIMO in order inside it. The odd fling with a fruity type sounds a bit seedy. Only 3 letters in all of this. The odd fling. Fig. Yes. So odd can mean look at the odd numbered letters of a word or phrase. And so I was looking, where could that be? But so fling has F-I-N-G as its odd letters, which is a fruity type that sounds a bit seedy, I guess. The question mark and the exclamation point are both hinting that it's not like the strict split into a wordplay and a definition. We kind of have multiple, I don't know. Anyway. Fig. Important matter. Hidden in tissues. Well, that must be a hidden indicating issue, which is an important matter. Dawn says it's her boy. So rooster, Dawn and getting up makes me think of rooster, and that's a boy as well. But you can't fit rooster in here, so just like banish that thought from your head. It's not that. New to the job and a little envious? You're green in both cases. Oops. I hate the keyboard navigation on this site. It's so annoying. Okay. Plainly shows cargo lists. Well, manifests are cargo lists. And if you plainly show something, you can also be said to manifest it. Sun. Oh, rising sun? Dawn is the rising sun. And it's her boy getting up. You might think rising sun, S-O-N, but it's being said, and actually what it is the rising sun with a U. Another homophone there. Power of moving low. Commotion could be heard. I mean, this almost has to be an O. This looks like... Oh, is this locomotion? Yes, of course. Power of moving is locomotion. And low commotion could be heard if someone said locomotion. Basis for having land around house. Well, now it's looking unlikely that land is being written around house. So maybe, I don't know. Ties rag around, so legging. So maybe ties rag, that's 7 letters. We're looking for 7. Around could mean reorganize things. I and S are in ties rag. So what's a word meaning leggings with these letters? Are gaiters leggings? I think they might be. Okay. Basis for having land around house. The grounds are the land around a house and also the basis for something. The first man, well, that must be Adam. The first man is mad, A, complete reverse. Yeah, so if we took mad A and wrote it completely in reverse, we'd have Adam. The first man. This looks like it ends in ments. Arguments are matters that are settled, I suppose. So how would that be an immense speaker? Arguments. Huh. I don't know. Oops, I spelled it wrong because of... Okay, good. It's not arguments, so... My feeling that immense speaker was wrong, doesn't fit, was justified. Matters that are settled. Immense speaker. Big? Huge? Immense... I don't know. I don't know what an immense speaker would be. Some scrappy ram I discovered in tomb in Egypt. Well, maybe ram goes in the middle of something here. Scrappy ram eye. Yes. So this is just another hidden clue. In is telling us to look inside of the phrase scrappy ram eye to find pyramids. Which are pyramid, I suppose. Which is a tomb in Egypt. Ah, express is show how you feel, and rapid transport of goods. Okay, so this wasn't Virgin or Virgil. What is this? Like a verger? Is this some British thing? Because I think if you border on something, you verge on it. And I don't know what the hell a verge... Apparently that's a church attendant. Maybe it's not British. Let me look that up. What is a verger? Oxford Languages, I mean, that's the OED. That says it's an official in a church who acts as a caretaker or attendant. But if I look on Merriam-Webster, am I going to find it also? Chiefly British. Well, it has two... Here, I'll show you, actually. Although this might be cropped wrong. Okay, it's fine. You can't see the top, but it just says verger up here. Chiefly British, an attendant that carries a verge as before a bishop or justice. But this definition isn't chiefly British. A church official who keeps order during services or serves as an usher or sacristan? Sacristan? I don't know. So apparently it is an American word, even though one of its meanings is chiefly British. I just don't know because I don't go to church. Clothing is mostly rubbish. Well, okay, it can't be rags anymore. Or junk. Garb. Garb is clothing. And rubbish is garbage, so mostly rubbish. It is more than half of rubbish is garb. Give information to police. About blades or drugs. Still don't know what this is asking for. Blades, about blades, or drugs. Police are cops, they're bobbies, they're... You give information to them, you squeal, I don't know. Matters that are settled. Oh, okay, I get it. Settled, not like an argument, but like silt or other rocks. They are settled eventually, right? Sediments are rocks that have settled in like a river. And if someone spoke the word sediments, you might be convinced to believe they had said immense instead. But I feel like there's a schwa in sediments. Right? Whereas immense, I don't say immense. I say immense. Slightly different vowel there, but close enough. Really? I've never heard this word to mean this thing. But blades and drugs can both be referred, like grass refers to both of them, right? As in marijuana or blades of grass. And apparently that means give information to police in Britain? I've never heard it in the US. Maybe it's real. Grass is a British slang term that refers to someone who informs on others, typically criminals, to the authorities. He refused to grass on his friends. Unreal. Okay, well, I got it. So there were a few Britishisms here. I did say, like, this is suitable for American audiences. This is the best I could find, honest. Like, if you go to Guardian or something, like, you have to know so much British culture that it's just unapproachable for me. Here, I was able to muddle through. That was the Cryptic crossword. Happy to get all the way through it with just one big error, I think. Thinking this was arguments and being informed by the green letter, the white non-green letters that I was wrong. I also got rude wrong here, but I probably would have noticed that one eventually. And I still sort of argue that both were right. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.